Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to the first of 3 nights here in the Fine Arts Center on this great holiday season 2025. Give yourselves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 7th and 8th grade band over there. Let's hear it for them. 7th and 8th grade band. In back of the curtain, we have the select band. And over there, they are now no longer in 5th grade. They are now in 6th grade. Please welcome the 6th grade band up there. Excellent. And without further ado, I'd like to pass the stage over to our wonderful junior time percussion ensemble under the direction of Mrs. Logan and Mr. Spencer.
Now coming onto the stage to play Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Let's welcome Daniela from the Lafayette School. Let's hear for Daniela. We'd now like to welcome to the stage Mike, Leo, and Nicholas to perform Two Turtle Doves. Two Turtle Doves. Mike, Leo, and Nicholas. Let's hear it again from Mike, Leo, and Nicholas, and Two Turtle Doves. We'd now like to welcome to the stage Matthew and Mrs. Logan to perform Little Drummer Boy. Let's hear it from Matthew. Great job, Matthew. Now we welcome to the stage from the English School, Amanda, to perform Deck the Halls. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for Amanda. She's trying very hard. She'll be just fine in a little while. Please welcome back Obed to perform Silent Night from the English School. Obed. Let's hear it for Obed. So, ladies and gentlemen, Obed just performed a piece, as you know, Silent Night. It's a 4-mallet technique. That's a high level, high school level, especially for an 8th grader. So let's hear it again for Obed. Wonderful job. Now on the stage, we'd like to welcome the Select Band, made up of 7th and 8th graders from around the city. They come up to Everett High School every Wednesday afternoon to do this beautiful thing called Select Band. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Eric Holmes. Thank you.
Now, do we have any lights in the back? Everybody see enough? Yeah. We're going to do holiday bells or dynamic articulation. Everything I'm working on. 10 minutes. Okay?
Good evening and welcome to the Everett School Committee meeting for Monday, December 15th, 2025. The time is 6:32 p.m. Clerk, could you call the roll to determine a quorum?
Student Representative Emma Perry.
Present.
Mr. Almeida Bairos.
Present.
Ms. Babcock.
Present.
Ms. Bairos.
Present.
Ms. Cornelio.
Present.
Ms. Cristiano.
Present.
Mayor DeMaria.
Present.
Mr. D'Onofrio. Ms. Guerin.
Present.
Mr. LaMonica.
Present.
Chairperson Hurley.
Present.
9 members present.
9 members present. We do have a quorum. If everyone can join me in saluting the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cristiano?
I was hoping that if we could all remain standing for a moment of silence. Just a couple of weeks ago, a former member of this august body, Dennis Gianatassio, passed away. He served on the school committee for more than a few years. He was active. He had an active voice, and he cared about the kids. And, he'll be sorely missed in the community. So I'd ask you all to, stand silent for a minute. Thank you. Madam Chairman, I'd also ask for a moment of silence with respect to the tragic incident that happened down at Brown University in Rhode Island this past weekend. Very troubling to see what's going on in this country with the guns and the shootings and innocent people. And, it's very tragic, sad. And let's hope we can find a way to stop all this madness. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cristiano. Before we begin our regular business, I would like to extend the regrets of School Committee member Joe D'Onofrio and Mayor-elect Van Kempen as they are unable to attend this evening. I would also like to continue inviting Member-elect Millie Cardillo to join us. Superintendent, the next order of business, please.
Roman numeral 3, reading of the records for Monday, December 1st, 2025.
Make a motion to waive the reading and place on file.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Bairos, seconded by Ms. Babcock to waive the reading from Monday, December 1st, 2025 and place on file. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 4, public comment.
Make a motion to open public comment.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Babcock, seconded by Ms. Cornelio to open public comment. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Public comment is now open. We have one speaker this evening. I'd like to invite Nancy Sanchetta before us. Ms. Sanchetta? You have 3 minutes to speak, starting with your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Cianchetta from Lynn Street in Everett. There are a small number of vocal, well-intentioned, but largely misinformed people who have attacked Mr. Hart's qualifications for the superintendent's role. They have repeatedly given him a very hard time based on unreliable information. That's not how most people feel about him. He has mentioned that he will not be able to make everyone happy, and he will probably make some mistakes, but that's true of all of us. He is a fair man who will take the time to listen to anyone. He considers all sides of an issue and makes his own decisions, even when those don't align with those of his supporters. Many people are aware and thankful for the numerous positive changes he has brought to our schools and are grateful that he is here. Thinking about it, there are very few people who would have done what he has. He has already had a very impressive career and was comfortably retired. The decision to unretire to help out his hometown could not have been easy. Being superintendent is something that he is qualified for, but it is not exactly the same work as he had done previously. Moving to a new field must have seemed at least a little overwhelming. It would have to most of us. Very few people would have had the confidence and commitment to take on such a daunting challenge. Mr. Hart must really love a challenge, and he must love his city because he stepped up to work with our teachers and staff to revive our schools. It really is amazing to see all the changes. The feeling of calm is noticeable in almost every building, while the school's enhanced presence can be seen across the city and on social media. Yet it is the changes that impact our students that we focus on the most. The general feeling of belonging, academic performance improvements, and the gains in attendance are just a few of these. None of this is an accident. It is the result of expert leadership. Mr. Hart's past experience helped him build a great team. Under his leadership, his team has revamped Everett Public Schools in just 2 short years. He has managed all of this while mastering the requirements of a new field and while dealing with the all-too-frequent attacks by a small group. The minority, no matter how vocal, do not speak for all of us. We, the silent majority, are known to be polite, but we are also more numerous and more committed to the positive changes of this new administration. There are a large number of faculty and staff as well as community members who support and believe in Mr. Hart. We can all be proud of what we have accomplished so far. It is good and right to celebrate the rebirth of our schools, just as it is good and right to support the man who led the work to make this happen. Bill Hart is a good man who has done wonderful things for the city we call home. His hard work and long hours are inspiring. His leadership is obvious, and he is very, very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sanchetta. Seeing no other speakers on the sign-in sheet, is there anyone that would like to speak at public comment? Yep, go right ahead. Mr. Senatalaka?
Hello, David LaRosa, Senatalaka. I just wanted to take a moment to just thank the outgoing members of the school committee, Member Bairos and Mayor Member Carlo DeMaria, for their tremendous service. It's public service is a difficult job. You open yourself up to a lot of personal criticism. It's a tremendous undertaking, and I believe everyone really gets into it for the right reasons. So I just want to just say thank you to outgoing members of the school committee who may not be returning in January. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak, and thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that would like to speak at public comment? Seeing none.
Motion to close public comment.
Second.
Motion has been made by Mr. LaMonica, seconded by Ms. Bairos to close public comment. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Public comment is now closed. Mr. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 5, report of the student representative, Ms. Perry.
Ms. Perry, take it away.
Thank you. Sorry, I lost my voice. Good evening, everybody. This week at EHS is Spirit Week. Today, students showed off their holiday gear. Tomorrow is Grinch Day, and Wednesday will be Ugly Sweater Day. The senior class is asking for staff to donate $5 to participate, and a photo booth will be held by the Yearbook Club during all lunches so students can show off their holiday spirit. Thursday, students are allowed to wear holiday headwear, and on the half-day Friday, students will wear pajamas. The class of 2026 voted to watch Home Alone to keep up with the tradition of a movie day before winter break. Many of the other schools in the district are also holding Spirit Weeks. Today at the Lafayette, students wore blue. Tomorrow, the Parlin will be twinning with the high school in their Grinch green. And on Wednesday, the Cavarian is holding Holiday Sweater Day. Thursday, at the Webster will also be holiday attire. And on Friday, the Maddie will be comfy in their PJs. Everett is going to be a winter wonderland this week, and not just because of the cold weather, but because the Webster and Parlin are holding winter wonderland events on the 18th. The Whittier celebrated their holiday season today with the holiday concert. The Whittier is also holding a Toys to Tots program on the 16th and 17th from 8 to 2. The junior class will be selling candy cane grams at lunch this week, and they'll be delivered on Friday to students or staff. The high school's Key Club is partnering with Rosie's Place this year to host its annual sock drive. The drive is on until January 16th. For every 5 pairs of socks, students will receive 1 hour of community service. At the Key Club's last drive of pajamas, we collected over 70 pairs, and we were very thankful to be able to keep people comfortable this winter. The Everett Teachers Association is collecting new and gently worn coats to ensure that our students are warm this winter. The ETA has been able to give out over 50 coats to the students of Everett Public Schools. The CTE program held a toy drive last week in collaboration with the National Technical Honor Society. They collected toys from each school in the administration building. They were grateful to receive over 50 toys citywide, which will be donated to those in need this holiday season. It is so heartwarming to see what our schools are doing to give back, donating toys to make the holidays magical, and clothing to keep people warm in Everett is just what it's all about here. Again, winter sports are in full swing. Middle school madness semifinals are happening tonight in the gym right now, and finals will take place on Wednesday. Good luck to all of the players in our middle schools. The hockey team beat Somerville 4-2 over the weekend. The boys' basketball home opener is tomorrow in the gym at 7 o'clock. The girls will play away at Malden High that evening as well. The wrestling team will compete against Cambridge on Wednesday, and the track team will verse Somerville this Friday. I would like to remind students and families that game passes are available to purchase. They will get you into the home basketball and hockey games this season. The adult passes are available for $20, and students can purchase them for $10. I know I will be using mine to cheer on the hockey team this season. In conclusion, I would like to wish everyone a happy holidays and a prosperous new year. May this time of year be filled with gratitude, warmth, and hope for all of us. I hope everyone enjoys a well-deserved break and a fun-filled time with family and friends. Thank you all. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy Kwanzaa to everybody.
Thank you so much, Ms. Perry. Thank you, Ms. Perry. Ms. Babcock.
Through you to the student representative, I have 2 questions. What's the deadline for the sock drive?
The sock drive will be held until January 16th, and you can donate socks to the gym. Anyone can donate.
Okay, great. And do you know the time for the semifinal game next week?
I
For
think it's
basketball?
at 4:30, but I'm not sure.
It's 4:30. Okay. I think it is 4:30.
Thank you, Ms. Perry.
Anytime.
Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Any further questions for the student representative?
No, thank you, student representative. I make a motion to accept the report and place on file.
Second.
Motion.
Motion has been made by Ms. Bairos, seconded by Ms. Cristiano to accept the report of the student representative with thanks and place on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 6 is the report of the superintendent, and I'd ask you to take my business items out of order by starting with item number 2, and we can revert back to item 1.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to suspend the rules and take out of order from Roman numeral 6, item 2, out of order. Ask that.
Second.
Form of a motion.
Motion has been made by Ms. Cristiano, seconded by Ms. Cornelio to suspend our rules and take Roman numeral 6, item number 2, School Spotlight Whittier School, out of order. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. That item is before us.
Embedded in that wonderful report by our student representative, she mentioned the Whittier School celebration today. And before I ask you to invite the Whittier School up, over 450 parents joined the performance today that was absolutely outstanding. You can't ask for a more engaged community, and we certainly have it here. Friday morning, 700 parents came to see their students at the Parlin, and we have more of those holiday concerts planned for the rest of this week. So if parents out there don't get a chance to see their own child perform, I know many of the schools are recording it and sending it out through Class Dojo. So I am really thrilled to have the Whittier School students here with us this evening for the second in my series of school spotlights. As I mentioned to you last month, each month of this year and coming into next year, I'd like to have one of our schools come forward and make a presentation to the school committee and to our community about something either unique or something maybe even cutting edge in some cases, hearing some of the schools who've decided to come and give me some of their ideas. So tonight, our 6th grade students at the Whittier School are coming up to talk about When Reading Meets Science, which now is going to show us how we can build lessons, academic lessons, around 2 subject areas on one topic. So with that, I'd ask the chair and the school committee to invite our principal, Mike McLucas, his assistant principals, Cara Fidalgo and Dr. Brendan Kent, and the 6th grade teaching team to come forward with their students for this month's September school spotlight. For the December school spotlight.
I make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and by Ms. Cristiano, seconded by Mr. Bairos, to invite Principal McLucas and his team before us. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Welcome, everyone.
Good evening, members of the school committee. We're very honored to be before you this evening, and our focus is on teaching and learning. And we have our instructional priority for the district, which is student-centered learning experiences in literacy. And I think when we take a cross-curricular unit in grade 6, it's a great little example of how our teachers collaborate, and they take two subjects, they put them together, and we give kids experiences with reading informational text, building vocabulary, comprehension, citing evidence, running experiments, developing conclusions, and then writing essays. Packaging all that together is high rigor. We're using high quality instructional materials in the Everett Public Schools, and it's reflective in the excellence in our students. And I want to give a big shout out to my assistant principals, Ms. Cara Fidalgo and Dr. Brendan Kent, for all their support administratively, as well as our grade 6 teachers. We have Ms. Cassidy Butt for ELA. We have Ms. Rachel Hughes for science, Ms. Krista Davis for EL, and Ms. Carmela Tiberi for special ed. I'd also like to note that our science coach, Mr. Joseph Lento, is also here in attendance today, as well as our SEL teacher, Dr. Jillian Els. Thank you for your support. Along with all of the families from the Whittier School, thank you so very much for all that you do. I think without further ado, I'd like to bring our students forward.
Absolutely. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, my name is Kaden. Our 6th grade team worked on a lesson that connected our ELA unit on yellow fever with the science investigation. In ELA, we learned about 3 theories for what caused fever. The yellow fever: bacteria, contaminated materials, and mosquitoes. During the bacteria theory lessons, our teachers helped us explore this scientifically.
Hi, I'm Christina. Our teachers wanted to show us how the subject connect instead of learning ELA and science separately. We got to see how they support each other. When we studied the bacteria theory in ELA, we did a real science investigation to check if bacteria actually be the cause.
Hi, my name is Soliana. In ELA, we read about the yellow fever outbreak in Philadelphia in 1793. We studied the symptoms people had and learned about how people back then did not really know what caused the disease.
Hi, I'm Ahmed. We learned that people in 1793 believed yellow fever could be caused by 3 things: bacteria, contaminated materials, or mosquito bites. We looked at evidence for all 3 ideas.
Hello, my name is Kadoya. When we reached the part about bacteria possibly being the cause of yellow fever, Miss Hughes and Miss B created a science experiment so we could test how bacteria really grows in the real world.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi, my name is Sandra. In science, we got to observe real bacteria samples in petri dishes. We looked at the colonies closely to see how they grow and how they spread. In science class, the week before, we went around the school and swabbed different things around the school to watch bacteria grow on them over time.
Hi, my name is Adam. We recorded
observations of each bacteria sample. Then we swabbed different places around the school, such as the floor, carpet, doors, and door handles. Then we wrote claims about what we thought the evidence showed.
Hello, my name is Caleb. After observing bacteria, we connected what we saw to what we were reading in ELA. After this experiment, we talked about how it made sense to scientists at the time that bacteria could be a cause of yellow fever. It was really gross.
My name is Santiago. We worked in small groups and took turns observing the Petri dishes, writing down data, and discussing what we noticed. It helped us think like both scientists and investigators gathering evidence.
Hello, my name is Janet. We learned that bacteria can spread, but not the same way yellow fever did in the book. This helped us question the bacteria theory and think about what other causes made more sense.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anthony. This lesson showed us why it's important to connect what we learn in different subjects. It made the ELA story feel more real because we actually test one of the theories ourselves. If it was not for the science lesson we did, I would not even know what a bacteria looks like in real life to see if it made sense for being the cause of yellow fever.
Hi, I'm Nico. Our project also connects to something our district is focusing on this year. Our teachers want to make sure all students get the reading support they need to succeed. In this activity, we practice important reading skills like understanding the text, using evidence, and explaining our ideas. Because we used both science, data, and details from the book, our teachers can see what we understood and what we still needed help with. This helped all of us improve our reading, vocabulary, and comprehension while doing something hands-on and fun. Overall, this cross-curricular lesson helped us build a deeper understanding of yellow fever, evidence, and how scientific thinking connects to reading. We hope our project shows how powerful it can be when subjects work together.
Thank you very much, everyone.
As you can see, our students are well-versed, poised, and ready, and I think that they are a fine representation of the students that we have across this district. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe one or two of them were playing the violin this morning, others were singing. We have a lot of talent at all of our schools, and today is definitely Whittier Waves, Mr. McLucas, front and center. Thank you to the teachers doing so much for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to excuse our guests?
Make a motion to excuse our guests.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to excuse our guests. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. I do have another motion to entertain to return to the regular order of business, please.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Second.
So moved. Motion seconded to return to the regular order of business. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Superintendent.
Back on Roman numeral 6, item number 1, superintendent's update. I have several updates, so I'll kind of go quickly for you. So tomorrow night here at the Everett High School Auditorium, our winter gala concert featuring our awesome student musicians as well as faculty and alumni. The curtain rises at 6 p.m. Admission is free for families, students, staff, and residents are encouraged to join us. And what I know is always an enjoyable evening, and this year is going to be no different. We will usually have a very good crowd, so we invite everyone to come here tomorrow. We're also holding tomorrow night, a donor reception, which we have never done here, and it is for those individuals and businesses and civic groups who have historically given scholarships to our students year after year. And while we do send a letter of thanks, I thought it was an important time of year to also show them our appreciation for the thousands of dollars that they have committed to our schools and to our students, not just as scholarship, but many of them give so many other ways to us. So for the first time, we're going to have a reception, what I know that we'd love to have you all join us about 4:30, in which we will have our guests come here. This library will be transformed into a winter wonderland, and we'll have kind of a meet and greet with those individuals. We've got quite a group from our business and civic community coming. We'll give them some special seating down front in the concert. And this is also a way not only to show thanks, but to cultivate our relationships with members of these communities that, as I said, give so willingly and so generously year after year. And I thought it was just an appropriate and fitting time. So with that, I hope that all of you can make it. And if you can't be here at 4:30 or so, please join us for what I know is going to be a very nice evening. If any of folks at home have already attended some of our buildings already to hear these concerts, these young people are phenomenal. And by the time they come here to the high school, their skills are really refined, and they put their heart and soul. And I know I have a band mom next to me, so she can attest to the time and energy that these young folks put into putting a concert together. Last week, as I mentioned, I attended the Parlin. Again, the level of engagement of our families, but our kids are so completely committed and so detailed in their performances. Their playing of instruments are really second to none. And let me remind everybody, the instruments, their lessons, the commitment, all free. We do it to better our families and our kids, and we're going to do it one kid at a time, whether it's football, basketball, a play, music, an instrument. We are going to capitalize on every child's talents. And so please join us and celebrate them as well as we come together tomorrow night here at Everett High School Auditorium. EL Family Night, English Learner Family Night. The Department of English Learners is hosting a special information night this coming week, December 17th, at 5:30 to 7:30 at the cafeteria at Everett High School. Our EL educators will share important information about Everett High School, the curriculum and programming, and the access testing. Of course, we always like to serve something to snack on because that's usually a time that people are trying to sit and have dinner, but understanding that, we will provide them with something to nibble on as they learn a little bit more about the EL program here at Everett High School, as their kids will be transitioning from grade 8 to Everett High School next fall. Safety drills. As many of you may already know, and I know some of you who have children in the district have known, that we conduct safety drills in our schools. So I just wanted to remind everybody that we continue to do this on an ongoing basis under the direction of our safety and security manager, Director Lauren O'Connor, and our partners at the Everett Police and Fire. We've completed 2 fire drills in all of our schools, with 2 more scheduled for the spring. I'd like to thank specifically the Everett Fire Department for working with us to ensure that we are moving our children in and out of these buildings in an efficient and timely manner. We're timed on these. Our young people follow direction very well. They evacuate as necessary. In addition, we have conducted ALICE training drills, and last year we did it for the first time, and we held sessions in the school buildings for teachers and staff, as well as giving them a follow-up and get information to them about why we do it and why we're going to do it with regularity. We even did a mock drill, if you will, of an intruder in the building and what we were supposed to be doing as faculty and staff. This year we did it again with a little bit different twist. We added a different element to the training, and all of the schools have gone through it at this point. Just like a fire drill, we're going to do this every year because, unfortunately, as we just heard at Brown University, and we've heard so many other tragedies across this nation about school safety and tragic incidents, we have to be prepared, as scary as it is in sounding we cannot let our guard down. So I will continue to do that throughout this year and next, and continue on a program of safety and security for all of our children and staff. We also have staff go through kind of online training on an annual basis, and even I have to go through it. All of our staff have to complete it. We keep reminding them if they haven't completed it, we get more than one reminder out to them. Until that we believe that everyone has gone through a sufficient amount of time in training online, because we need everybody, God forbid that there is any kind of a security incident here. The next topic, I know that several of you are going to be happy to hear me report, and I know Ms. Bairos in particular, I want to thank her again, has been inquiring about field trips, and I know all of you at some point in the past year have asked me about field trips in our policy, and I know I've heard from wonderful parents at home who want to see their children, as I do, have experiences outside of the classroom. Working with the city and their very aggressive recruitment effort with assistance from us, but certainly our Director of Health and Human Services, Sabrina Ferricano, and her team, we're able to recruit and retain 21 full-time nurses currently working in the Everett Public Schools, which is significantly up from where we were last year at this time. We also have had some assistance from Cataldo Ambulance. They provide us with staff when we don't have enough nurses. What this does, this 21, before I talk a little bit more about field trip, what this does, it also gives us as a school district the opportunity to what they call medical delegation, or med delegation. And when I first came to the district, I was coming before you as your new superintendent talking about med delegation and how we needed to have that so that our lay personnel, faculty and staff, not nursing staff, were able to be trained and reviewed on how to administer certain medications to students in the event that they needed them without the use of a nurse. You can't get a medical delegation in a school district without a certain number of full-time RNs. We have that. We didn't have it this past year. Towards the end of the year in particular, we were down low, so we were relying on outplacement nurses to come in and fill in for days. That's really not a great plan. But again, thanks to the folks in the health department, Sabrina Ferricano and Costello, who worked tirelessly to get us up to full staff, we do have that now. In the meantime, I didn't kind of just wait on that. I looked at the field trip policy or practice, and we have had, I would say, a loose practice on field trips, meaning that sometimes our field trips, although well-intentioned and interesting and fun, are not necessarily centered around an academic experience. So to that end, I asked a team of educators led by our principal of the Madeline English School, and I think I saw him here earlier, Paolo Lambracia, to serve and to bring people together to talk about the ways in which we could provide a practice here in the Everett Public Schools that made it equitable and timely and connected to instruction. And so during the time that we were waiting to be fully staffed with nursing staff, this committee met several times. They presented to the group of principals, and then finally, with revisions and review, they presented to the executive staff last week, and we have agreed that it is a sound practice. And so concurrent with the nurses staffing our schools, the new practice of field trips is now in the hands of every principal so that they can begin looking at appropriate planned field trips with justification as to why a particular teacher in that school would want to go to, name a place. It has to be very carefully thought out. It can't be kind of last minute, because that isn't fair to nursing staff, because again, when children go on a field trip on a bus, the nurses have to prepare the medicines that are connected to those students and go with them. So, you're taking a nurse out of the building. So we never want a building to be really at a disadvantage because there's 5 field trips going on in this building, 4 going on that, and one day. It's just not right. So I wanted to report that to you and to the public that effective immediately, there is a new practice in place, and our students will be able to go on field trips that are connected to curriculum and instruction and with appropriate medical support as needed. So I just wanted to be sure that you were all aware of that, because I know many of you have heard from parents. And related to that, and I want to thank Ms. Guerin also, who during that kind of transition time when we were coming short on nurses and still wanted to do health screenings in our schools, I can say at this point that all of our K through 8 buildings, so and our K through 5 building, which is the Webster School, have had all the students have been weighed, postural screenings have been completed, and many of the body mass index in grades 1, 4, 7, and 10 are done. Vision will happen in 3 parts over a period of time, and this is all now as a result of having appropriate number of nurses in our buildings, because they're the ones that conduct it. Ms. Guerin and I looked at options the end of last year. We were investigating a few, so some of the stuff was done. We trained some people to help us that weren't nurses but could do it. And now I'm happy to report that we're on schedule, and all of these things have been taking place at the beginning of this school year. Mr. McLucas, as you have seen before, has come before us because he convenes a monthly meeting, which was actually today, of our attendance committee, again comprised of teachers, administrators, parents, and sometimes students attend to talk about our practices in getting our young people in and into our buildings on time and on a regular basis. And while some may think it's not enough, I think that the direction that we're going in with a strong attendance rating, again, continues to increase month over month, year over year. I'm happy to report once again this month our attendance is continuing in the right direction. We're not at 100%, but we're pretty darn close. And our tardies, those when kids come in after 8:07, we've also looked at different initiatives to get the students engaged in the morning. For example, open gym time, and I think Ms. Babcock or somebody had mentioned these different kind of specialty things that we could do to encourage kids to get there early. We're doing that in some of our schools. And Dr. Adams is here this evening, and she kind of knew that I was getting itchy to do something a little bit more, a little bit extra. So there's 2 things happening, one in a pilot phase, and one we applied for a grant that I'm pretty sure that we'll get because we do fill in. We're going to do home visits to school, to people's homes, students' homes, of students who really are at that level that they really should be in school for a lot of reasons, but certainly their academic is challenged. And so we're going to make home visits, and we're going to start in January with high schoolers, and we're going to target the population of our learners who are missing school time and have really so much more to gain if they're here. So we'll try that on our own with the support of our Title III monies. As you know, that comes from the federal government, and this is one of those initiatives that the money is eligible to be used for. If we're fortunate enough to get support from a grant, it's Dr. Adams, it's the University of California that is, am I correct? And thank you. And they will give us additional money to support that after school time where a teacher and/or a counselor and administrator will go to those homes on a scheduled visit and talk with the parent or guardian about why that student isn't coming to us on a regular basis. We've got to do things a little differently. I want to get these kids here. As you know, we can't expect them to excel if they're not in the building or not in the building on time. And so all of those things to say is that I'm going to keep looking for these initiatives that will really make a change difference here. And so you might hear about that a little bit more in January when we kick it off. But I wanted to also give you that information in case anyone inquired about this new initiative. We had student interns from Everett High School under the direction of our Chief Technology Officer, Joe Patuto. This internship program works with our students here and works directly with our practitioners in the IT department, working with them on how to fix equipment, how to reprogram for not just students but to staff. You know, we've got a lot of talented staff, but when you're device goes down and you're not sure what to do, you call the IT department. Well, with, 500 devices here plus student devices, that's a lot of staff time running to fix things. The students get, hands-on experience in helping kind of deploy and resolve issues. And it's an academic experience, and we're looking at finding ways to even potentially give them a credit for that work because they do it during the school day. So we have multiple seniors. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors and 3 juniors that are participating. It's voluntary. They do it, and they get the experience and some feedback. The Chief Technology Officer also teaches this on the college level, so he's a great teacher as well as our technology officer, keeping us safe from cyber events. Last Friday, I came here to Everett High School to be part of the STEM Pathways program called Student Solve. This is organized by our 1-8 Foundation and their Learning Hub. And these students worked on 2 separate projects with industry experts resolving real dilemmas at a particular industry. They interacted, some interacted virtually with folks, others got a chance to be in the same classroom with the person from the respected industry, and then they were convened also virtually with 104 other school districts across, is it just Massachusetts, Ms. Cinchetta? Yeah. And they got to share information. Now we're hoping, and I'm not sure the date, but our ideas get considered, literally considered. And I know this is our 2nd year doing this, and I have to tell you, the dialogue amongst these young people was absolutely fascinating. I listened, I watched them kind of debate the merits of their ideas, and they had to interact, as I said, with the industry folks to make sure that they were on the right path. And I want to thank Dr. Backlund, Dr. Siders, Ms. Cianchetta, and others who not only facilitated that, but really brought this 1-8 Foundation to us to help give our kids, again, that option to learn differently, to understand the industry, to interact with one another, solving real problems. It was fascinating, and if I could have recorded it to show you all, I know you would have thought the same thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, these are mostly sophomores and juniors, although it was representative, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It was a good group. There was a good mix. They were phenomenal. And Dr. Siders served snacks, so I stayed in her room a little bit longer. So we had, as I said, I just want to mention the companies, Liberty Mutual, National Grid, Play Labs, Sienna Construction, Venka Robotics, Sanofi. So many of these companies participated, and as I said, a couple of them were hands-on with our students in these 2 separate teams. And again, thank you to all of them that brought that to us, and our kids just rose to the occasion. We have, and I think we mentioned here before on the December 1st meeting, the UMass Boston's Adage program, which is funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce, and it stands for Addressing Digital Access Gaps in Education. Educators love acronyms, and of course, Adage is that one. And last meeting, you heard from our director of CTE programming, Siobhan Araya, that our programming web development students completed their Apple Swift coding boot camp, so they all earned a brand new Mac. So I mentioned to you that they would, when they finished, if they were successful, they would get it. Well, they got it. So I want to thank the teachers, both Nita Calve and Nicole Howard, who worked alongside of our students, and now they are proud owners of very top-of-the-line Mac computers at their house. Last but certainly not least, believe it or not, holiday vacation begins for students and faculty on Friday, December 19th. That's actually, yes, this Friday. Students enjoy a full 2-week break before returning to classes in 2026 on Monday, January the 5th. Teachers return on that Friday, January 2nd, for Professional Development Day. And Professional Development Days, just to be sure that you all know, these are days in every teacher contract, not just in Everett, but all teacher contracts, to provide our teachers with that kind of cutting edge sometimes, or new, unique and opportunities for them to teach a subject matter differently, or help remind them about the importance of any number of things. And so the Friday, January 2nd, our teachers will be back in the buildings for a full day of professional development. And like Ms. Perry said, I want to wish everybody a joyous time this time of year. We have a full year behind us at this point, a great year to look forward to, but I'm very thankful for the opportunity to serve you as your superintendent and to work with you each day on matters that affect one of us or many of us. And so happy holidays to everybody, and thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Superintendent. Ms. Bairos, I'll go around the room. Ms. Bairos.
Through you to the superintendent, thank you for your report and all the updates. And I want to say I appreciate the update on our nurses and our field trips, because that's definitely been something I've been on since day one. I think our kids deserve a field trip. And is every school, I guess, going to try to keep, I guess, it across the board? Because I know sometimes in the past it's been like certain schools will have field trips and like other schools won't have field trips. I know it's ultimately up to the grade level teachers, but I think the kids will be excited that they can start going on again.
I think that I think this new practice codifies things that maybe newer teachers weren't sure how to go about requesting a field trip. I think it's good for parents to know that we want to do it. And I think, again, now it has to be very specific to, well, it can't just be willy-nilly, I guess. Maybe that's the best way to put it. So my hope is that each of the principals last week received the document, and they were to share it at their meeting with faculty and staff from last week into this week. So I'm sure that this kind of renewed attention on it will probably inspire a few people to think differently about thinking about a field trip, and they now know early on that they have to start thinking about it, planning it, putting in a request to do it. We make sure that we're not sending, 5 buses out of a school, 5 grades, because we just can't do that. So it's a very purposeful next step. So I'm hoping that encourages some folks. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Bairos. Ms. Karen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, excuse me, start wonderful news about the nurses. Obviously, we've been working on that all year.
Yes.
And I'll say once again, all the parents who are watching and listening right now, please bring your concerns to us, the committee members. We don't know everything that's going on. If there's a concern, come talk to us. Maybe we can bring it up at a meeting and work out and work through that and get some more nurses. All right. A couple other things. When you were talking about doing the home visits for the attendants, so who's doing the home visits? What staff are you having do the home visits?
Well, we can't make anybody do them, but our ideal combination would be a teacher and one of our either guidance or social workers. It could be an administrator, but ideally we'll be sending 2 people together.
Okay, so it's not I've heard the term of like truancy officers,
no,
but it's not that. It's actual school staff.
A truancy officer goes to a home when we have reason to believe that, 1, that the child doesn't live there and it's reported that he or she doesn't. 2, if they've had repeated absences and we have no communication from the parent. Of course, it's almost like a wellness check in a lot of ways. Okay. We dispense them immediately to be sure that the child, because as many of you know who have children in our systems, we send out calls to say, your child is not in school today, or your child may be late today. Then we hear or don't hear from parents, and we follow that. And there is basically a spreadsheet that our teachers, our staff, our family liaisons see who's out a couple of times that particular week, for example. And if we haven't heard back from a parent after multiple calls, we would send a truancy officer. This is different. This is going to hopefully look at those students who have had a history now, because now we've had at least several months behind us when we kicked this program off in late January, to look at that and say, Little Bill's been out a lot, and we've had intermittent, interaction with the parent. He isn't doing so well in school. He'd be a prime student to go visit. There will be an attempt to reach out to the parent or guardian to say that we would like to come and talk to you about little Bill's performance in school and his attendance or lack thereof. It's supposed to be a dialogue. It's not punitive. It's giving the parent or guardian some additional information. The older kids, and again, I know for the assistant superintendents are out there, they can certainly correct me. Some of our kids are pretty savvy. They've blocked the phone call to the house that because they know that the school number is, and they block that call, and mom or dad or grandparent doesn't get it, and they're at work and the kid's at home, and so there's all these little things. So we're going to just re-engage, but we're going to look at the students that have the most to gain to come back. Those are the kids who probably need us the most, quite frankly.
Okay. One last question. Sure. About the student internships and doing that, working with IT, I believe you said.
Yes.
Do they gain any school credit from this?
Yeah, I think that we're going to talk that through, but we want to give them credit for that. We just tried it this year. We, under the Chief Technology Officer, we're even having a committee of faculty and staff to talk about even the way in which we handle IT, period. We're trying to engage every level from students to staff and the faculty, but we are looking at credit for that.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Guerin. Ms. Babcock?
I wanted to just say, thank you for the nurses. I know that was I was thinking of we were sitting here a year ago, and the public health nurse came in and said that we had, I think that we confirmed was 10 or 11. Now we have double. Yep. That's wonderful, and I know that you have paid them a living wage to bring that in, and that's important. So I'm very happy to hear that, because it's not just about the field trips; it's about keeping nurse-student ratio. Right. Because we do have kids with complex care needs in our school systems, and a nurse is not just there to put a Band-Aid on a knee. Right. Like you said earlier, but to regulate medication and be available for students so that everyone, if they have diabetes or sickle cell anemia, they are able to be well taken care of. So right. It's wonderful that the side effect is that we actually get field trips for the kids again, and that's an opportunity to learn on the outside, but even more important, they're safe in the schools, so that's wonderful news. My other question was also about the home visits. A lot of times, working in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, one of the big public health concerns is how the social determinants of health impact kids, not just in health, but also in education. And I'm curious if we find out, say, it's an older child, or say that is saying, I'm missing school because my parents asked me to pick up my sibling, or I had to stay home because my sibling was not well, and I had to take care of them, or because socioeconomically I have to work after school, because I have heard these conversations with students, because, we live in a diverse community, we grow up here, you hang out with kids, you watch them grow up, and I have heard these conversations from children that I know that have said, why weren't you in school? Oh, I had to pick up my little sister or my little brother, or I have to drop them off every morning, so I am late every day. So I'm just curious, after these home visits, when we look at those socioeconomic circumstances that may really not be because the kids are savvy and blocking the mom's phone number, the ones that are really sort of impacting them, what I'm hoping we'll come up with some solutions, and you might, through the home visits, maybe take a record of what circumstances that are beyond, the ordinary that are impacting students' ability to get to school, and what kind of plans we can come up with to solve those issues. Even at UMass, they were having a conversation about, one of the big reasons that kids drop out of college is family and financial obligations. And I don't think that it varies, because I remember during the pandemic when Mr. McLaughlin had donated gift cards to the students, and they were being delivered and given out. at their homes. Like almost every house that I stopped at, they were like, "Oh, they're not here; they're working." I mean, and it would be nice to, when you're going out, and I know that'll take some time to see what circumstances that we aren't expecting, or we are expecting, or now we know are happening more often. The other thing I wanted to talk about was also the internships. I'll tell you right now that at any university, as someone who can do a little troubleshooting with a computer will get a job. Absolutely. I mean, the IT desk at any university is staffed by students, and that is such a great opportunity for them in the future. It doesn't matter what level, whether it's community college or whether it's a full university. Having a little IT savvy skills and being able to troubleshoot people who can't log into their computer will have a job. So thank you very much. That's a great opportunity for our students.
Yeah, we'll be collecting information, and if we see trends, we certainly will be looking at ways to support that. And I know that we have kind of those conversations at each school now, but there's obviously only so much we can do. It would be good to identify a trend. Well, if we do identify a trend, and I think we might be, I'm going to look at next step is how do we help get that child to school. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Babcock. Any other questions? If I may, from the chair, I have a couple. Thank you for bringing up the safety drills. I did reach out and receive communications about parents concerned or community members concerned about the safety of our students. And you did get back to me when I asked those questions. Could you just clarify, because I don't think you did it within your notes, just clarify that you are meeting state guidelines for safety drills and training. Correct. And there's something you follow. And
that's right. And so when we do this, it's not just to, ring the bell and send the kids out or to create, we're following very specific guidelines, but it is important to do the drills. I mean, ultimately, we want people to be aware of what the expectation is. God forbid something should happen, whether it's a fire or an intruder, and what the response should be. And if you're in a certain part of the building, what should you do differently if you're on the other side of the building? And so, and those are all under the direction of the Everett Police Department in cases of the Alice drills and our own public safety staff. We look at that. We debrief with the employees afterwards. We answer questions. We have social workers available for a couple of our staff have had traumatic experiences in their professional lives, and it kind of resurrected that. I had asked for our social workers to be available, and they were, and they did talk to people. So yeah, we're trying to follow. We're trying to follow a good path. And much of that path is been guided by state and some federal laws as well.
Thank you. And I do have a question about the attendance committee and tardies. I may be speaking from experience where I've had one or two of those phone calls come in. Yes, I did. I tattled on myself a little bit. Could we just make sure that it's district-wide, school to school, that they are differentiating when we receive that auto call, that we are differentiating between tardy and absence, and that's not rolled into one phone call? Because if you have a student walking and then you get an auto call, and it does leave a message if you don't pick up, and to hear tardy or absent, I think parents, it's one or the other, and I think parents want to know the difference.
After you and I had that conversation about a person that you know, I did speak with Mr. Lynch, our assistant superintendent, and he's going to work with the vendor who has programs all of this to see if we want to differentiate. So it was a good call, and we've enhanced it already because we also call in the afternoon too. So if your child was tardy and or absent in the morning, and you get the call in the afternoon, that means your child didn't come to school that day. It is a robocall, and so Mr. Lynch is going to work on that immediately because that is a good differentiation. You want to know, especially if your child's walking, well, is he or she late or they didn't get to school? So that was very helpful. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please let that mother know, would you?
I will let that mom know to make sure the kids get to school on time. Yes, I will get back to her lickety split. Any further questions for the superintendent? Mr. Mayor.
I just want to say, in regards to this new program, I think maybe rolling out with the guidance counselors and the staff going out to visit the houses. I think it's an awesome idea. I just want to say thank you to you and your team here at the high school and all the, from Principal Lynch and others, Administrator Lynch and just people like Michelle Italiana and so many here. What's the athletic director's name?
Tammy Turner.
The assistant director, Steve
Gallagher.
His wife.
Deanne Gallagher.
Wonderful people. Just Bobby DiLoretto and
Mr. DiLoretto,
just the
Jimmy
team
Murphy.
here. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
just amazing.
Team.
You got an amazing team here doing amazing work, but it all stems from the guy at the top. So thank you for putting together such a great team. I will miss working with them. And just to let you know, I also want to thank some others when it comes to the school nurses. I want to thank the HR team and my staff that really try to put together the best package possible and negotiated some good contracts with the school nurses. Made a difference of trying to attract people to apply here. So I want to thank a lot of them for ensuring to get that number up to 21. I don't think we were ever at 11, but to get that number to 21. So, all around, Superintendent, wonderful job you're doing. And I think Mrs. I want to say Sachetta, but I know it's not Cinchetta. You said some great words about the superintendent, and I echo what you said. So thank you, Superintendent. I look forward to watching you do some great things the next few years.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion to accept the superintendent's report and
Second.
place on file.
Motion has been made by Ms. Bairos, seconded by Ms. Babcock to accept the superintendent's report and place on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Superintendent, the next order of business.
So the next order of business is item number 3, approval of the pre-K to grade 8 and Everett High School student handbooks. I know that Mr. O'Connor had sent to you electronic versions of those. Just for your information, the information that we included in those were, for example, the bullying policy that you accepted back in September. And we just made mostly technical changes. When I say technical, meaning we cleaned up language that was misleading or, just contact information that has changed since it was last published. This will go on our website. It will be distributed, far and wide, so to speak. But I do need your approval this evening so that it can be posted in its usual places.
Make a motion to approve the pre-K grade 8 and Everett High School student handbooks.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the pre-K through grade 8 and Everett High School student handbooks. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed.
Item number 4 is, and this is a big one, acceptance of a $200,000 gift from the Marie T. Sheehy Trust. I'm asking for favorable action for you to accept this. I actually had the honor of announcing that Everett Public Schools has received what we believe is the single largest donation in the history of the district. The $200,000 gift was bequeathed to Everett Public Schools from the estate of the late Marie Sheehy. Ms. Sheehy died in January of 2021. She was a second grade teacher at the Lafayette School for more than 30 years, and I actually knew her quite well. Although I didn't have her as a teacher when I attended there, I remembered her kindness. I mean, you talk about remembering people and the impact they had on their lives. She was not my teacher, a lovely human being, and obviously she felt the same way about Everett Public Schools. Out of her estate, which she was very generous to a lot of organizations, we received the largest amount of her estate. So I'm asking for you not only to accept this, but my public thanks to the Sheehy family, the trustees of her estate for facilitating this gift. And I know we will look for other donors to continue to think about Everett Public Schools and the work that we do to help our students go to places that they once thought were impossible to get there.
I was going to make a motion.
Sorry, Ms. Bairos and then Ms. Babcock. Ms. Bairos.
Sorry, chairperson. I was going to make a motion to see if we could take items 4 and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 collectively.
Okay, motion has been made to take items number 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 collectively. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Superintendent, could you read the other 8 through 13 individually, and then we'll do one roll call vote?
Okay. So the next item is item number 8, acceptance of a donation of winter coats valued about $4,320 from Constellation Energy. Number 9 is acceptance of a donation of 50 winter coats valued at approximately $2,500 from SEIU Local 888, which is our custodial staff. Item 10 is acceptance of a clothing donation valued at $3,100, almost $3,200 from the Elliott Family Resource Center to create a pantry of sorts of clothing they call it a closet at the Devon School. And item 11 is the acceptance of Target gift cards totaling $2,000 from the Teamsters Local 25. Since I've been here, they've donated each year to this as well, along with clothing and backpacks at the beginning of the school year. They're great and generous donors. Item 13 is acceptance of children's books valued at about $580 from Pro Gamers Guide, and that will be provided to our schools once we get your approval.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Mr. Hart?
Ms. Cristiano, and then, yep.
We're still on the $200,000 gift, right?
Well, I think I mentioned that, and then she wanted to take 4 along with the others.
I guess my question would be is this going to be going into our scholarship fund, or is it restricted in any way?
It's well, no, it's not. It's not restricted. It will go into provide. The only thing that's about it is it's a $10,000 gift annually until it's disposed of. So we can collect interest on it. We can use the interest at the end of the cycle in 20 years, say, to make the last gift, if you will, of whatever's remaining.
Great. Thank you.
Were there other clarifying questions? Mr. Bairos?
I believe I understood the answer. It was the same question that Ms. Cristiano had. It was there a particular wish that Mrs. Marie Sheehy had with that donation, or this who can use as it?
So the caveat to it was that obviously an Everett High School graduate that may have come from the Lafayette School, and going on to higher education. If it wasn't possible to have a Lafayette School student, it could go to someone else. She left the discretion of the criteria beyond that to the high school principal and the superintendent, whoever he or she may be at the year that was given out. So this year, because it's the trust said that I had to give a gift from her death, even though we just got the money from the trustee, I will be awarding several $10,000 scholarships. Once you accept it, we will put that on our scholarship offerings for candidates, theoretically from the Lafayette School that will be graduating to apply for it.
Terrific. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Ms. Babcock?
My question was it meant to go to scholarships? But for the $10,000, would it be divided up? Would it be for one student, or would it be divided up?
It's a little vague on that. I know in one sentence it says a $10,000 scholarship, but it does leave it to the discretion of the superintendent and the principal. I would prefer to give out more. However, in the spirit of which one of her sentences, I think $10,000 is a nice chunk for a student that is eligible.
It's very generous.
So we'll have 3 to give out this coming June. I have my calculations right. So
because it took a while for the trust to be released.
Because that's, you get the deed of gift when you get a trust, and it tells you it's almost always very prescriptive. This was prescriptive in just a couple of ways. One, they had to graduate Everett Public Schools, Everett High School. They had to be going to higher education, so it couldn't be somebody who was going to a program that may be a certificate program that wasn't at an accredited college. and that they came from the Lafayette School. And then there was a provision further down that said, but if you couldn't get anybody to apply from that was going to Everett High that came from the Lafayette School, then you could give it to someone else.
Someone else in the Everett Public Schools, which
right.
There's so much need in our schools. So
yep, exactly.
That is so wonderfully generous.
That's so generous. She was absolutely this kind of a lady. As I said, many, many years ago, I was at the Lafayette School, and she walked the halls. A lovely, lovely lady.
So the remainder of the money can remain in a trust and gain interest as every year.
It's remaining in our Everett Public Schools Foundation because it can gain more interest than a regular bearing account. So while I didn't, fully unveil our foundation, I have been working, just as a side note for all of you, and I was going to do it in a more formal way relatively soon, because we just got the approval to solicit funds for the foundation. We had a pro bono law firm from D.C. who works with a local banker who offered their services to us to start a foundation that I was looking to do, because there's filing fees, there's legal matters, there's all that kind of stuff that really starts to rack up the dollars and cents before you even get a dollar in donation. This 501c3 that is now created and just officially was approved by the Attorney General's office and the IRS. We have a bank account. This gives us the opportunity to solicit other 501c3s that we wouldn't be able necessarily to do as a city, but as a 501c3 you can. It allows us to apply for grants that are only specific to 501. I mean, you're in the colleges, there's very specific sources of funds that are very prescriptive. So you need a 501c3. It also allows donors the opportunity to get a tax deduction right off from a 501c3. There's a lot of benefits. It will be separate and distinct from municipal funds, so it can earn higher amounts of interest based on the decision of a board of directors. And so I'm building that so that in years to come, when these organizations that we're going to recognize tomorrow evening may have whittled down or are not existent, we'll still have a fund that we can continue to grow. I did speak with a gentleman, until I get the check, I'm not saying his name, but I'm committed to $5,000. I saw him this past week. I said, your company's a big company. Nice. I think you should donate to our foundation to help our kids. He said, fine, I'm going to give you $5,000. I mean, I want us to be able to have that in perpetuity here.
Mm-hmm. So
that
the long-term proposal is that money like this generous donation from her trust would be put collectively somewhere where it can be interest-bearing, yes, and then extend the life of the funds, which is a very, very good idea.
Correct.
I actually do not know a lot about 503Cs from working at UMass, but I am on a couple of boards of different different 503Cs, like Pierce Park Sailing and
it allows you more opportunities to go after additional money that supports whatever that they were organized for. And again, it's a timely process. I've been at this for almost a year, and it hasn't cost the city or the school department a cent, and it'll benefit us in the long term and for years to come. Mm-hmm. More to come.
Move to favorable action to accept all
there was already a motion. Yep. Motion has been made for favorable action to accept the following donations with customary thanks: a $200,000 gift from the Mary T. Sheehy Trust, to accept the donation of 216 winter coats valued at $4,320 from Constellation Energy, a donation of 50 winter coats valued at $2,500 from the SEIU, donation valued at $3,191.05. Yep. From Elliott Family Resource Center, the donation of Target gift cards totaling $2,000 from the Teamsters Union Local 25, the donation of children's books valued at approximately $300 from the Conscience Kid to the Parlin, and the acceptance of children's books valued at $579.60 from Pro Gamer's Guide. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Bairos.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock.
Yes.
Ms. Bairos.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Cristiano.
Yes.
Mayor DeMaria.
Yes.
Ms. Guerin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
So moved, 9-0.
Motion has passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
That would be item number 5, request from the City of Everett to use Everett High School Auditorium and Cafeteria for the 2026 inaugural exercise. I'm asking for favorable action.
Favorable action.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for favorable action to request the City of Everett use Everett High School Auditorium and Cafeteria for the 2026 inaugural exercise on Monday, January 5th. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Item number 6, acceptance of a social emotional learning grant in the amount of $45,000 from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, known as DESE. I'm asking for favorable action. This is a state-funded competitive grant that supports social emotional learning and behavioral and mental health. And we provide this to train teachers and staff on the TCIS training, as you know, therapeutic crisis intervention for schools.
Make a motion for favorable action.
Seconded.
Motion has been made for favorable action to accept the Social Emotional Learning Grant, FC 311, in the amount of $45,000 from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Barros?
Yes.
Ms. Babcock?
Yes.
Ms. Barros?
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio?
Yes.
Ms. Cristiano?
Yes.
Mayor DeMaria?
Yes.
Ms. Guerin?
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
So moved, 9-0.
So moved, 9-0. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Item number 7 is the acceptance of a MassGrad Promising Practices grant in the amount of $42,000. I'm requesting favorable action on this grant because it is federally funded. It's a competitive grant. This also allows us to do, or this does allow us to do, academic enrichment programs during our winter break, February and April break, and during the summer. And we target students, as I've mentioned it to you in the past, students who are in most need. We invite them to come, and it is not a play group. It is a week of learning and some fun, too. And I want to also thank our academic team under the direction of Dr. Adams for writing these grants to support this work so that it doesn't cost the city and it provides our students with that extra touch, if you will, in helping them succeed when they return to the classroom in the off cycles.
Make a motion for favorable action.
Second.
Motion has been made for favorable action to accept the MassGrad Promising Practice Grant in the amount of $42,000. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Barros?
Yes.
Ms. Babcock?
Yes.
Ms. Barros?
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio?
Yes.
Ms. Cristiano?
Yes.
Mayor DeMaria?
Yes.
Ms. Guerin?
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
So moved, 9-0.
So moved, 9-0. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of
We
business.
now jump to item 14, which is requesting approval for a delayed start on Tuesday, January the 13th, 2026, and Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, to accommodate our access testing. And that is a delayed start, so students report at 10:30 on those days.
Ms. Babcock.
The access testing, is that the English language learner access testing?
Yes.
Okay, just want to clarify that.
Yes.
Move to favorable action.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for favorable action to approve the delayed start time at Everett High School on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026, and Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, to accommodate access testing. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order.
Item number 15, request approval to rent space at Everett High School to Scouting America. This is, it says rent space. I'm asking for you to waive the fee. The Scouting America would like to have a trope here, and I asked them to use Everett High School. The building is already open. They're going to use one classroom. We have at least 10 students from Everett already interested, so I'd ask you favorable action.
Favorable
Make
action.
Second.
Motion has been made for favorable action.
On the motion?
On the motion, Mr.
Just want to make sure that we add what the superintendent asked, so to waive the fee.
Correct. Thank you.
Motion
No
has
rental fee.
No, it's okay. Motion has been made and seconded to request approval, to grant approval to waive the fee for classroom space at Everett High School to Scouting America.
For
Ms.
1
Babcock?
hour weekly.
Ms. Babcock.
That was my question.
Yeah, 1 hour weekly starting in January. And Mr. Tumblin, who's in the audience, he's in Everett, a resident and father, and many of his children came to Everett Public Schools, but he's also the district chairman of Scouting America. I know Mr. Tumblin very well. He has a lot of great intentions with our young people. I'd love him to have the space so that boys and girls can come into this program. Certainly Everett kids will have, we have at least 10, John, is that true? Already, okay.
My daughter was a Girl Scout for many, many, many years, and one of the struggles that we had was actually finding a consistent space. So I think a school building that can accommodate, 2,500 children, that accommodating troops, to use a common space that we share, it makes sense, and also gives them a view of the future, and if there are children in our community, to see what the school looks like. And thank you for running the troop, Mr. Tumblin.
Yeah,
That's great. It's a great opportunity for kids.
Can we motion?
Make a motion to invite Mr. Tumblin to speak.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded to invite Mr. Tumblin before us. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Madam Chairman, while Mr. Tumblin's coming up, I'd also like to echo the sentiments of committee member Babcock. I've known John for many, many years. He's also a long-time Army vet. Got to know him really well, and know his family, and he's really committed to the Boy Scouts, and we're lucky to have him. And I just can't say enough about him, and to have him come forward to do such an admirable thing is because we haven't had a Boy Scout troop in a long time here, just in Everett, and so this will be a great thing.
Thank you, Ms. Cristiano. Welcome, Mr. Tumblin.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me address you this evening. I'm the district chairman for the Sons of Liberty District. I have 12 towns in my district. It starts in Revere and goes to Waltham. And I have 3 towns that are struggling right now. Everett is one of them. So we've been working on this since September. We've been trying to find a place to meet, and we haven't been able to do that. A lot of the social clubs have shut down, and the churches have kind of, because they changed the way the charter worked, the churches have kind of not let us get in right now, but I think they're working to let us back in. So right now our plan is to start a Cub Scout pack here in Everett High, and as the Cub Scouts grow, they'll grow into Boy Scouts, and then, Scouts, because we have girls now. Girls are allowed in the pack, and as they grow. And one of the best things I've seen is when a kid comes in at 7 years old, and 11 years later he graduates at 18, becomes an Eagle Scout, and moves on to whatever he's going to do. The change is I don't know, awesome, I guess. It's just one of those things. It's just, and that's probably the selfish reason why I do it, because I just enjoy helping young people become better people. So, and I've been a Boy Scout since 1967, so you guys can do the math. I definitely believe in the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all that you do. Thank you. I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Excuse our guest with a customary thing.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to excuse our guests. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. We did not actually vote on that. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 7, there's items submitted by school committee members. There is none before you. Item Roman numeral 8, subcommittee reports. Number 1, Finance and Negotiations Subcommittee for Monday, December 1st, 2025.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and accept them and place them on file.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the minutes for Finance and Negotiations Subcommittee for Monday, December 1st, 2025, and place on file. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 9, Bills and Payroll.
Madam Chairman,
Ms. Cristiano?
I'd like to submit bills and payroll in the amount of $1,680,272.04.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to submit bills and payroll in the amount of $1,680,272.04. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Bairos.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock.
Yes.
Ms. Bairos.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Cristiano.
Yes.
Mayor DeMaria.
Yes.
Ms. Guerin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So moved, 9-0.
So moved, 9-0. Motion passed.
Madam Chairman,
Ms. Cristiano?
I'd like to pay bills and payroll in the amount of $1,680,000 $272.04.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to pay bills and payroll in the amount of $1,680,272.04. Roll call.
Mr. Almeida Barros.
Yes.
Ms. Babcock.
Yes.
Ms. Barros.
Yes.
Ms. Cornelio.
Yes.
Ms. Cristiano.
Yes.
Mayor DeMaria.
Yes.
Ms. Garin.
Yes.
Mr. LaMonica.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So moved 9-0.
So moved, 9-0. Motion passed. Superintendent, the next order of business.
Roman numeral 10, unfinished business. There's none before you. Roman numeral 11 is new business.
I'm actually going to hop in here, if that's okay. I would like to, everyone has kind of mentioned it before, but from the chair, I would like to extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to our two outgoing members of the Everett School Committee, Ms. Kristin Bairos and Mayor DeMaria. I'll keep opening those after. Ms. Bairos has distinguished herself in many ways during her service, none more significant than her role as liaison to the Everett High School Student Advisory Council. She brought consistency, diligence, and genuine care to this role, ensuring that the lines of communication between this committee and our student body remained open and meaningful. She has also been a valued and dedicated member of the Finance and Negotiations Subcommittee. Getting to know Ms. Bairos has been both personally and professionally rewarding. She is a steadfast advocate for the district and for our students. Thoughtful, good-natured, and fair, she has a particular talent for asking important and timely questions that strengthen our work. As a fellow EPS parent, I hope that you will remain closely connected to Everett Public Schools. And Mr. Mayor, good, I promise. It's all good things. Your 18 years of service and extensive list of accomplishments cannot even fully be captured here. But your leadership and dedication, both visible and behind the scenes, have left an incredible mark on the city of Everett. As the first mayor to serve as a full voting member of the school committee, you were tasked with wearing two hats, which is no small responsibility. You fulfilled this role with balance and integrity, honoring your commitments to the committee, our students and staff, your office, and the city of Everett. You, too, are a proud EPS parent, and we look forward to your continued support of Everett Public Schools and the community as a whole. On behalf of the Everett School Committee, thank you both for your commitment and dedicated service to the district and our community. I have plaques if you would like them.
Why don't we get everybody in this? We don't want to get everybody in the photo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, we're going to take a photo.
We'll take a brief recess for the photo. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Everett School Committee meeting for December 15th, 2025. The time is 8:02 p.m. Superintendent, could you continue with the
Make
regular
a
order
point
of
of
business?
privilege, if I may.
Ms. Bairos.
Thank you, everybody. I just have a few words. So, since getting appointed last year, I've learned a lot and have truly enjoyed collaborating with our students, families, and this board. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I'll definitely be back. Working with the Student Tide Advisory Council has been a highlight, and I've really enjoyed working with the students. I hope the next liaison truly steps back, listens, and lets our students shine, offering support when asked. This group of students are truly remarkable, wise beyond their years, and a great example of leadership. You all have a great future. Even though I won't be on this committee, as a parent, I'm always involved and available for the community to reach out. I hope this board remains committed and shows up and speaks up for our families and our students. I'll be watching and showing up on the other side, speaking, and I'll be back with my nameplate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bairos. Superintendent, the next. Go right ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I just want to say that, I can't believe 33 years of serving in government. Started when I was a student rep's age, probably 20 years old, getting elected to the Everett City Council. And then the last, of course, that was 14 years between City Council and Board of Aldermen, and the last 18 years as mayor. And it's just kind of crazy how life really flies by, I too want to say, and the crazy thing is I'm only 52 years old, Sometimes you would think after 33 years of service you were probably in your 70s, but I too have no plans on leaving town. I think I just I see so much potential in the city, and I look forward to supporting Robert in his tenure as mayor and doing everything I can do to make him very successful, because his success is our success, So I feel a great sense of relief, to be honest with you. I've been through a lot, as I think a lot of you know, bringing the casino here and then now bringing the stadium here, and trying to just better our community every day. That was my focus, and it always will be. And I look forward to seeing things like the Ped Bridge at Assembly Road being built, and the Head House, and the commuter rail stop coming into fruition, and the Civil Line expansion, getting people out of their cars and getting them into Boston with a one-seat ride. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's really going to transform our community. It's going to help rebuild our Everett Square. I look forward to seeing as you all know, we've been approved by the MSBA to build hopefully a whole new high school with vocational program, CTE program. That's something that I look forward to seeing happen. I think it's going to be great for our school children and really address the issues with overcrowding. And if that's, that resolves, that this school becomes the middle school, as we move forward also to adding 1,100 students at the old high school. We finally got the roof done. So many great things have happened in the last 18 years as mayor and last 33 years in government. I just, I want to thank all of you, for doing what you have done. I've just got to serve with people like Jeannie and Millie. When I ran for Jeannie's seat when she left to run for Alderman at Large and became the alderwoman. That was 33 years ago, Jean, right? So I've known you forever. Sat next to you as an alderman. Used to rub my leg all the time. Used to tell me, and she did, tell me how beautiful my hair was when I didn't put gel in it. Back when I was a lot thinner. I got to be close to people like Millie and of course Joseph, and it's been a great experience. And I got to know Kristin here, which was a wonderful. And I hope you come back to the school committee because you truly care about the community. Madam Chairwoman, you've done an excellent job. You really, truly have done an excellent job. I've never really seen someone do such a good job as a chairperson, and I've watched some school committee meetings over my 33 years. And I got to say that you really hold yourself, you do a really good job, and I look forward to seeing you do continue to do great things here in the community.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Superintendent Hart, everyone said it was my idea to make you the superintendent, bring you on. As we all know, that wasn't the truth, right? If you had called me and told me that Gene had called me and said Billy's going to come in and maybe do interim, and I was like, oh, all right, You have I shouldn't have. You were my chairman of the board of assessors, and you did a wonderful job then. I knew you when you were elected official. You are totally have impressed me on what you have done these 2 years. It's been 2 years. These short 2 years as superintendent of schools, you've really changed the trajectory of the school system, and I know you deeply care about the kids, and that as a mayor, to know that his or her superintendent deeply cares about the children, it's hard to say no to that superintendent. It truly is hard to say no. So I wish I had more years with you as a mayor and superintendent, but I think we set the course on for our school system. It's already baked in. And again, I'm going to be there for Robert when he has to go before the city council or the residents, when he's going to need the funds to continue rebuilding our school system. And I'm going to be there, as just the former mayor, as a resident of the city of Everett. I always said it, I'm going to die in Everett. I may build a home somewhere else, or some homes I may try to do all great things, but I'm always going to have a 02149 address. So, I love the city, I love the people, and, we've been on opposite ends sometimes with some people, and that's okay. Elections happen and differences happen, but I hope to be able to move forward with some people and eventually, build those bridges back again and become friends again, because at the end of the day, I think we all want the same thing for each other is, peace and love and joy and so forth, and see our families, prosper, and that's what I hope to happen here in the community of Everett. So, I wasn't even planning on coming tonight, but, I drove around looking for a parking spot for a while because there was a lot of basketball games and so forth going on. But I said, let me come tonight, and thank you for this really, boxes full of stuff in my office right now. Trying to say to myself, what am I going to do with all these things? Shovels and blowhorns and citations. But this one's special because it's from you all. So, thank you very much for this, and thank you. And I look forward to, in any capacity you need someone to do something, whatever it is, for the kids. Don't, I know senior year's coming up, right? You're a senior this year. I'm sure you're going to be looking for some help with some fundraising and stuff. You can always call upon me. I have a lot of contacts that can help you raise some money for anything you kids need. So, and that's, goes to you, Superintendent Hart. Whenever you need me to, you did want that little added ticket tax in the host community agreement. So I'm adding some money for you for your 501c. There's going to be a portion of that money from each ticket sold that goes to that. And I think it's going to generate a couple $100,000 a year for you. So for the school children. So as you know, I need to negotiate that by December 31st. And I asked everyone to ask what they wanted in there, and you were one of the few people that asked for something. So that's going to be in that agreement. So and that's going to help a lot of kids when they graduate and look for money for college. So thank you all very much. It's truly an honor to have been the mayor for 18 years. And I look forward to watching you all continue to lead our city. God bless you all. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and God bless you all, and have a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Superintendent?
Next order of business is item 12, hearings. There are none before you this evening. Matters of executive session on item 13, there are none. Item 14 is adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman, before we adjourn, with the holidays coming up, I personally, you do all the talking now. It's awful for me. I personally want to thank each and every member for allowing me to serve in this leadership position. Come January, I'll be taking a seat, and I can pick. It's all seniority, so you better be nice to me, because I'm now up there in seniority. So, you hear that, Robin? I'm coming for your seat. But anyways, seriously, Merry Christmas to all of you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be with you all. I consider all of you my friend. And one thing there's somebody here that never, and Dr. Adams did this, and Dr. Adams does this. So I just wanted to publicly thank Dr. Adams. She's always out there, with her sleeves rolled up, and it seems like everybody else gets the accolades. And, tonight I just wanted to give you some accolades, Dr. Adams. You're the best, and we're so lucky to have you. And so Merry Christmas. Chris, I hope you don't feel bad, but you've only been here a short time as an assistant, so you got to work your way up. But anyways, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a healthy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cristiano. There was a motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I echo the student rep in wishing everybody a safe and happy New Year. It's been a pleasure. We have adjourned.